Are you looking to escape to a whimsical world with a fantasy movie on Netflix? Well, look no further because I'm Greg, and here at The Binge List, we actually make recommendations for TV shows and movies that you can access from the comfort of your own home. And today's list includes 11 of the best Netflix original fantasy movies that you can check out immediately. So stop mindlessly scrolling, stop wasting your time, and let's check out this list.
If you could wish for anything...
Oh, delivery! Have a nice day!
Thank you!
Delivery!
Thank you!
What would it be?
The first movie on this list is Wish Dragon. This is a magical journey where we follow a college student in Shanghai named Din, who is dreaming of reuniting with his childhood best friend Lena, who now lives this luxurious life. His chance to reconnect with her comes when he's given a teapot containing Long, this mischievous wish-granting dragon capable of fulfilling 3 wishes. Din embarks on a whirlwind adventure with Long, using wishes to navigate love and the true meaning of happiness in this film. This film has a unique animation style. It's kind of like stepping into a storybook with vibrant colors and detailed cityscapes and this imaginative character design, bringing Shanghai to life with a fantastical touch. The voice acting of Jimmy Wong as Din and John Cho as Long was an amazing team up with tons of heartwarming moments and this unsuspecting amount of humor for a PG graded movie. I do not talk about themes often in these videos, but this has a really cool message about appreciating what you do have rather than constantly wishing for more. Obviously, with this being a PG movie, this story is very basic, but despite that, Wish Dragon goes on this exciting journey. It has stunning visuals, excellent voice acting, and a really heartwarming message that's perfect for a family movie night.
She was the girl of my dreams.
That was the moment I knew that it was love.
To Ethan and Avery.
Let's move on to a hilarious time-traveling adventure to find true love, or not, in When We First Met. In this film, Noah gets stuck in the friend zone after a disastrous first date with the girl of his dreams, Avery. 3 years later, still heartbroken, he stumbles onto a magical photo booth that sends him back in time to that fateful night. Armed with hindsight and a second chance, Noah attempts to rewrite his history with Avery, reliving the same night over and over again with various tweaks and tactics to win her heart. To be honest, this movie is much more rom-com than it is fantasy, but I do really enjoy it, and it has a whimsical element with the magical time travel in it. It also has some really original ideas that provide hilarious redos and awkward scenarios. But what drew my attention to this movie in the first place was the actors. It has a ton of actors that I enjoy in other projects, like the leads Adam Devine and the gorgeous Alexandria Daddario, to the supporting roles from Shelley Hennig, Robbie Amell, and Andrew Bachelor. This is another predictable movie, just like pretty much every other rom-com script ever written, so yes, you see the twist coming a mile away, but that does not hinder the hilarious antics or warm feelings you get along the way. When We First Met is definitely worth a watch if you like movies like Groundhog's Day or The Map of Tiny Perfect Things, with time loop shenanigans and tons of rom-com humor and solid performances.
There was a time when sea beasts would ravage our shores, and no ship was safe on the sea.
Let's venture to a world with these monster sea creatures in The Sea Beast, where we see sea beasts terrorize the human settlements and monster hunters have now become revered heroes. We meet Jacob, who is a seasoned member of the legendary Crow's End crew, dedicated to slaying these beasts. But everything changes when a stowaway girl named Maisie discovers a surprising truth about the sea beasts they're pursuing. Forced to question everything he thought he knew, Jacob must navigate a thrilling adventure alongside Maisie, forging an unlikely bond with the very creatures he was meant to destroy. This film's visuals are incredible and also very familiar. It comes from the same studio that brought us Hotel Transylvania movies, Vivo, and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. It has tons of breathtaking ocean environments, detailed character designs, and thrilling action sequences, bringing you into this fantastical world. One of the standout things for me in this film is a really interesting relationship building between the characters themselves and the sea beasts. Throughout this movie, one thing that made me laugh a lot was that it was Carl Urban as Jacob, the main character. Just made me laugh along the way, but it has tons of funny and heartwarming moments to enjoy in this film. Just like other PG-rated movies, this is a very basic narrative, so it's easy to follow for viewers of all ages. So The Sea Beast is a perfect movie for a family movie night with stunning animation, a surprising emotional journey, some humor, and engaging characters alongside these epic sea beasts.
Every so often, a very lucky candidate from the outside is selected for admission to this hallowed institution.
Next on this list is the School for Good and Evil, where in this quaint village, best friend Sophie, who's yearning for a princess's life, and Agatha, a misunderstood outcast, are whisked away to the mysterious School for Good and Evil. This enchanted institution trains heroes and villains for their destined roles in fairy tales. However, a twist of fate lands Sophie in the School of Evil, and Agatha finds herself amongst the princess and heroes in the School for Good. The production team nails it in this film, bringing this world to life with bright colors, vibrant costumes, and fantastical sets that are visually stunning and super immersive, bringing you into this fairy tale world. I will say that the young cast holds their own in this film, alongside a top-notch cast of A-list actors like Kerry Washington, Charlize Theron, Lawrence Fishburne, Michelle Yeoh, and Cate Blanchett as the narrator of the film. And this movie obviously draws a lot of inspiration from the Harry Potter universe. It has magic, check. Sorting houses, check. Unique mentors, check. Fantastic castles, check. And it is a fun movie with enough positives to make it onto this list, but like many have tried before, it is not Harry Potter. If I was gonna poke holes in this movie for anything, I would say that the editing can be a bit choppy at times, and it had some cliche moments, but it's a movie about fairy tales, so I somewhat expected these types of cliches. I do not see myself rewatching this over and over again, but The School for Good and Evil has great visuals, it has endearing performances, and an A-list cast with plenty to enjoy for a family movie night. Well worth checking out.
Welcome to my world, kid.
Slumberland, the world of dreams.
Next, we take an adventure through the world of dreams with Slumberland. In this movie, young Nemo is sent to live with her distant uncle Philip after her father tragically disappears at sea. Grieving and searching for comfort, Nemo discovers a map to Slumberland, a fantastical realm accessible through her dreams. There, she encounters Flip, a charismatic outlaw who guides her on her thrilling journey through the dream landscape. As they navigate this mysterious world, she faces fantastical creatures, nightmarish obstacles, and a quest to find the Sea of Nightmares where she hopes to reunite with her father. Slumberland hooks you in from the get-go with a well-told yet simple story, and the CGI visuals are honestly stunning. From vibrant colors, whimsical environments, and creative portrayal of this dream landscape, every dream world is more imaginative than the last. And I personally love Jason Momoa. His larger-than-life performance as this eccentric Flip brought humor and energy to the film, capturing both this playful and protective nature. But as much as I love Momoa, Marlo Barkley's charming and resilient portrayal of Nemo carries this film. And I've said this about other PG movies where their plot may be predictable, and Slumberland's really no different, but it has stunning visuals, Barkley and Momoa's captivating performances, and whimsical atmosphere that make it a great watch for a family-friendly movie night. Definitely worth checking out.
What would you do if you knew tonight was your last night on Earth?
Drugs, women, men, old enemies. You're just waiting to pop.
I'd definitely kill you.
Finally, he bites back.
Let's move on from the PG-rated Slumberland to something that's, well, not PG with night teeth, where college student Benny is moonlighting as a chauffeur, picking up two mysterious sisters, the beautiful Blair and Zoe. What seems like a simple party-hopping gig quickly turns into a blood-soaked nightmare when Benny realizes his passengers are vampires. Trapped in the heart of Los Angeles' hidden vampire underworld, Benny must fight for survival while navigating a web of ancient feuds and deadly secrets. At face value, this film combines some of my favorite elements. It has vampires, fast-paced action, and a night of chaos, similar to something like a Hangover, and the action sequences are uniquely thrilling, blending hand-to-hand combat with creative vampire takedowns. There were moments during the film where the plot did feel a little bit aimless, just kind of doing things to do something, but there did end up being some unexpected twists and turns, including betrayal and hidden agendas along the way. With this dark and eerie atmosphere in this film, lurking in the shadows, and a suspenseful score, you probably wouldn't think to describe it this way, but this film is packed with a sexy vampire noir feel. From the two main characters played by Debbie Ryan and Lucy Fry, whose performances were great as well, to the supporting roles of Megan Fox and Sydney Sweeney. Night Teeth probably isn't going to win any awards, but it does have a lot to enjoy, from thrilling action sequences, the dark, sexy vampire noir feel, and a night of horror adventures. Definitely a fun movie to check out.
I want to tell you a story. It's a story you may think you know, but you don't.
Guillermo del Toro has so many phenomenal movies, and he hits again with his darker retelling of the classic tale Pinocchio. This all takes place in a wartime Italy. A lonely woodcarver named Geppetto carves a wooden boy named Pinocchio in a desperate attempt to fill the void of his lost son. Miraculously, Pinocchio comes to life. Who would have guessed it? But his journey is far from a fairy tale. Pinocchio embarks on a dark and whimsical adventure, grappling with themes of morality and self-discovery in a world filled with fantastical creatures and sinister foes. This is a story that most of us have already seen before, but the meticulous stop motion animation in this is absolutely incredible, with meticulously crafted characters, and you feel like you step right into this fantastical world. Even with this film being rated PG, this was not your childhood Pinocchio. It includes a lot of mature themes and gothic inspired atmosphere, and then the voice acting was phenomenal. And like most of the animated films on this list, it has an A-list cast. It has Ian McGregor, Ron Perlman, Cate Blanchett, Finn Wolfhard, Christopher Waltz, Tilda Swinton, and lots of others on the list. There's just so much star power on display in this film. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio has stunning animation and captivating performances from this A-list group, with a dark retelling of this classic story that we're all familiar with. That's absolutely worth a watch.
We are on the ground here in Norway.
People running for their lives.
Imagine the consequences.
I'm not always a fan of dubbed live action movies, but I did really enjoy this one, so let's dive into the folklore inspired fantasy film Troll. This is a 2022 Norwegian film where, after centuries confined deep within the Norwegian mountains, a monstrous troll awakens. As massive earthquakes and destruction rocks the region, paleontologist Nora finds herself at the center of the crisis with her father and a government official. Nora leads the desperate attempt to stop the rampaging troll before it leaves a trail of devastation across their country. I thought that the CGI portrayal of the troll in this film was amazing. It feels super realistic with impressive detail, and I don't know much about Norwegian folklore or mythology, but they did a solid job explaining this throughout the film and adds a unique cultural layer to this fantasy element. The action scenes were done really well, featuring chases, cliffhangers, and some extremely close encounters with the troll. Plenty of intensity and suspense in this film. And I know Troll received some mixed reviews from critics and viewers, but I definitely think it's worth a watch for its impressive visual effects, the unique Norwegian folklore elements, and the thrilling action sequences. Overall, this is a great monster-themed action adventure.
I've never seen a man cub before. It's so small.
Let's jump into the wild world of Mowgli, the Legend of the Jungle. This is a reimagination of the classic tale that takes us back to the jungle where an orphan boy Mowgli has been raised by wolves. Mowgli navigates the dangers of the animal kingdom, befriending the lovable bear Baloo and being mentored by the Black Panther Bagheera. But when the cunning Shere Khan hungers for power and vengeance and relentlessly hunts Mowgli, he must confront his dual identity and choose his place between the world of man and the jungle that he calls home. This is another film that CGI animation is ridiculous. You feel like you're really in the jungle with Mowgli. Rohan Chand is great in this film portraying the main character, but honestly, the actors who do not show their faces carry this film. The star-studded voice cast of Christian Bale, Cate Blanchett, Benedict Cumberbatch, Andy Serkis, and Naomi Harris deliver captivating performances, bringing depth and personality to these animal characters, bringing each one of them to life. I will put a disclaimer in here for this one. My 5-year-old, he had no problem with this film. He was perfectly fine. But for my 2-year-old, it was a bit too scary. It got fairly dark at some parts along the way. Mowgli Legend of the Jungle is 100% worth checking out for its stunning visuals, but it's also a new take on the nostalgic story that we're all probably somewhat familiar with, and it has these amazing voice actors that help carry the narrative.
Are you ready? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
Let's move on to a diverse Los Angeles where humans, fairies, orcs, and elves all coexist in Bright, where we follow LAPD officer Daryl, played by Will Smith, who's partnered up with Nick, played by Joel Edgerton, the first orc cop. During a routine call, they discover a powerful elf who possesses a coveted magic wand. As Nick and Daryl try to protect her and the wand, they find themselves caught in a deadly struggle that could threaten the city's fragile peace. The world of Bright is fascinating to me, and it's well realized in this film. It is really cool seeing orcs and elves walking down the streets of Los Angeles, blending an urban crime drama with this fantasy element. It feels super original and looks really, really cool. And the action sequences were fast paced. They were thrilling. There's brutal scenes showcasing impressive stunts and special effects. And then there's Smith and Edgerton's portrayal of the odd cop duo. It's very engaging, adding a lot of charisma and humanity to both the roles, even though one is an orc. Also, I want to highlight the soundtrack of this film because it's just as good as the movie. It might not be for everyone because it's not the traditional film score, but it blends a mix of hip-hop, pop, and electronic music from artists like Marshmello, MGK, Snoop Dogg, Camila Cabello, and way more than that. I think this is definitely worth a watch. Bright was praised for its unique world building, it has action sequences that are top-notch, and strong lead performances, well worth 2 hours of your time.
Everyone's still with me?
Yeah.
Joe?
I'm very pissed off.
Then let's go to work.
Last but not least, let's dive into the world of Immortal Warriors in the Old Guard, based on a graphic novel series of the same name. Andy, Booker, Joe, and Nikki are a covert team of mercenaries with a seemingly impossible secret. They're centuries-old warriors blessed and or cursed with regenerative healing abilities. For generations, they've used their skills to fight injustice, always operating in the shadows, but now a new member emerges with the same immortality and their secret is exposed, now hunted by powerful forces who want to exploit their abilities. I anticipated supernatural powers given the graphic novel origin of this film, but I appreciated the grounded approach. Aside from their healing abilities, the characters are essentially skilled, normal humans who have honed their skills over an exceptionally long life. The action is more than rock solid in this film, from hand-to-hand combat, gunfights, axes, and even swords. This movie is a little bit of everything, but still feels real and done with tactical execution, showing the characters centuries of combat experience. The cast works really well together in this film, they have tons of chemistry, and then the individual performances from Theron as the conflicted leader and Kiki Lane as the newest member help carry the narrative along the way. I recommend this film for Theron's performance alone, but The Old Guard has intense action sequences, strong performances all around, and it's a unique story in a world where we are already flooded with tons of graphic novel adaptations all the time. That's going to do it for our list today, everybody, but wait, there's more. Check out one of our other videos for any of the other genres on Netflix right now. If not, like, comment, subscribe, let us know in the comments which one of these movies you may love already or you're going to go check out. Thanks for hanging out with us and have a great day.